projects because it helped to visualize the projects and to be much clearer and faster.
I've been in Dubai for now 20 years, and then I started Killa Design about 4.5 years ago. We are doing buildings which are timeless, sustainable, attribute to the urban grain and the city as a whole. While designing the office of the future, which is a 3D printed building, it's actually the first occupied 3D printed office building in the world. We were working with 3D printing concrete company in China that had the elements which they said, okay, you've got to deal with these elements and these constraints. We were using 3D printers as well to kind of understand how we could use these cassettes. The client was also very excited about that we were using 3D printing in the office, and at the same time, they were 3D printing the concrete cassettes that were going to come to actually make the building together. At the same time, we were designing the Museum of the Future. The Museum of the Future is an incredibly complicated building. In fact, last year it won the most complicated, or voted the most complicated building in the world, which is being built currently. Frankly, the floor plates are the only thing which are flat in the entire building. Everything else is curvaceous. The overall form is parametrically designed, and then we took the calligraphy and we needed to apply it to yet another 3D form.
You need your brain to work in a complete three-dimensional environment. As much as your brain can be good, you have some limitation. That's why we had to have some external tools. In that case, our 3D printer was extremely helpful. At the entrance of the Museum of the Future, there is a big sculpture of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed's hand. The sculpture is around 12 meters high. It's going to be like a completely polished stainless steel chrome finish. Any single mistake will be reflected and you will see it. So we started with the first model and we brought that actually to the workshop with the manufacturer, and together we looked at the 3D model and we marked the areas that needed to be fixed, or even by touching the model you could actually see, okay, there is a bit of a bump here. We literally took notes with the marker on the 3D model. So then we came back to the office, optimized again, 3D printed again, another session with the manufacturer, and eventually then we got the final shape, which is actually under construction right now. 5 or 6 years ago, I was still used to do a physical model by hand. And obviously you have big limitation on shape and time. While having an UltiMaker 3D printer, it helps us to innovate the process of design, and eventually will help us to coordinate problems much clearer and to have a better project at the end.